Have you ever had the thought that maybe this isn't such a good idea? Maybe you are climbing up on something, or you are trying to move furniture, or you're running over a slippery surface. These things that are small risks sometimes turn into an accident. I worked in healthcare for some time, and I was working with orthopedic surgeons, the ones that fix broken bones, and I saw many letters explaining how the patient came to have their broken bones. And often it was just the simplest thing that they had done that they didn't need to do, but they did. For example, they climbed over a fence instead of going around through the gate, or they got off the bed in the wrong way. Something that seems so simple, but when we pause for a moment, we often know in the back of our mind that this isn't such a good idea. Maybe we shouldn't climb up on this ladder to clean the gutters. Maybe we should get someone else to do that. All of these things we tend to know, and by choosing to take a moment and do something more safely, it can actually help us to live that windswept and free life that we want to have into our very old age and keeping our health together. So along with the health issues that we need to look at, like not taking the wrong medications, or cutting back on medications that are expensive, or mixing medications with alcohol. Also, the foods that we know that aren't good for us, that may trigger certain events in our lives that we can avoid. These are the things that we can simply do. And risks around the home, the number one risk at home is throw rugs on the floor. If they're not secured carefully, they can bunch up and then we can trip on them. So by just being more mindful of what we're doing, we can avoid those simple things. Another risk is with driving. If we find that we don't see so well at night, maybe we shouldn't be driving at night anymore, or maybe we should catch a ride with someone else. Having adequate lights in our home can actually keep us safer. As we age, we don't always see as clearly, so by having a really bright room, we can see clearly, and we're more likely to avoid those little mishaps. And scams is another way that is a risk that we could avoid. So when somebody sends you a message or phones you somehow, and they are saying that they need money, or that they are a close friend of a relative, or it's one of your children involved, always pick up the phone and verify with this child that they are the one that is contacting you. Don't trust people the same as what we used to, I'm afraid. And so that way you can avoid being scammed, which hundreds of thousands of people have been, because the scammers are so good at it. A good way to try and better our risk of safety in the home is by doing some balance exercises. There are lots online that you can find for older people, and it's a good idea just to try and make a little routine of them, or put up some reminder that you will do this when you are, say, standing at the bench waiting for the kettle to boil. You can try standing on one foot and keep your hands nearby the bench in case you lose your balance, but stand on one foot while you're waiting, or stand on the other one 10 or 15 seconds at a time. And even you can sort of bend your knee a little bit and straighten again, just to flex the ankle that way. It will help with your balance. Walking down the hallway with your arms outstretched and with your feet going from toe to heel with each step. This is another way to increase your balance. It's been found that most falls will happen while you're on one foot. So you don't tend to fall if you're on both feet. So by doing things to strengthen each foot individually, then it gives you a better chance of staying upright and keeping well and not breaking any bones. So being mindful of your risks, and when you notice something, do something about it.